Have you seen this recent M. Night Shyamalan movie? It's actually pretty decent. I'm in Salad and I saw Trap. It is written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalan? Is that how you pronounce it? Who cares? M. Night Shyamalan it is. If you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This movie starts, we're following Cooper and Riley. Cooper's the father of Riley. They're at this concert for this really popular pop star. Popular pop star. Yeah, that's in the definition of the word pop. Anyway, so she's having this really big concert, and as these two are going through the line to get to the concert venue, Cooper starts noticing a bunch of cops. And I'm like, why are you noticing a bunch of cops? That's strange. Oh, they're looking for people who kind of look like you? What did you do? What? Why? Okay, so it seems like nobody really suspects him to be the guy they're looking for, even though the police keep taking people out of their seats who look like this guy. And nobody has come to question the guy himself, which is pretty intriguing, pretty interesting. There's a lot of displays of Cooper using social engineering to get information out of people, trying to find out the code word used over the intercom system, the walkie-talkies between employees, because they have this entire concert surrounded by police. So many cops are here, and they're going to check each and every person. And it's going to take a long time, but it's happening. That's what's going on, and he has to find a way to get out of this concert without being stopped by the police. And so he finds several ways to do so. Also, what's interesting, he goes to, I think it's a showrunner. I couldn't tell exactly what position they were behind the scenes, but there's these people who are like, hey, do you want your daughter to come up on stage? Today could be your night. It could be it. And he's like, I gotta get up there. I gotta make sure that the cops don't try to ID me while I'm down here, because it seems like they are starting to get some notice on some things. Like, for example, he goes, while he's like wandering around, he goes into this place where a bunch of cops are, but they're having this meeting, and he steals a walkie-talkie. Boom. But he's so nice, and he's pretends to be an employee. A cop's like, hey, where's the sugar? He's like, we usually have it filled up. This insert random name was supposed to fill it up, and then you just go under. Oh, look, the sugar's here. Here you go, right? But I can give you some of my stash. He's doing social engineering tricks to swerve his way past the cops unnoticed. And I like how there's so many times in this movie where the cops notice him, but don't take into account his physical description like they do the other random people. Oh my goodness, it's just fun seeing cops just not see him. It's like he's a blind spot to them, even though they're looking specifically for him. It's not really revealed until maybe a third of the way through of the movie what this guy is being looked for. Why is this guy being searched upon? Why are they looking for this guy? That's what I meant to say. Why are they looking for this guy? Well, he's had 12 victims, and he currently has a 13th one, and he feels the need to go into the bathroom and go on his feed and just look at the camera of this man in his basement or whatever, somewhere. It's at a house. Oh, geez. Why? He's like, oh, carbon monoxide. It's the easy killer. Your body wants it more than regular oxygen, so that's why it's so deadly. I was like, oh, you know, that kind of makes sense. Kinda. I mean, what? Think of oxygen. Think of their valence electrons. They're gonna want to steal the electrons from your body, which is why it's so dangerous. Versus regular carbon, CO2 or O2 or whatever. It's not as active in the electrons way. So makes sense. When I heard this, I was like, oh, that actually could make sense. It sounds real. And he's a firefighter, so it makes sense, but also he's a firefighter, so nobody's looking at him as the guy who's doing these dirty deeds. He's done dirty murders. So many of them. Beginning through the concert, and she's listening on the radio. Okay, I gotta get my daughter up there. And I mentioned this earlier in the review, but let's touch upon it some more now. He goes to the guy and is like, hey, my daughter has leukemia. Not anymore though, it's all cured, but it'll be so nice. It's so sad for her that she had to go through a struggle, you know, just really laying it on thick to the point where the guy's like, okay, I'm gonna choose your daughter to come up. And so Riley is chosen to dance with Lady Raven, that's her name. What's also happening with the daughter is that she has a group of friends, well, not friends anymore. She had a group of friends that did not invite her to the specific concert, but were all going to go together. They specifically didn't invite her. And so the parents of the two groups met each other up just randomly. And it's like, oh no, looks like Riley's not liked. So when she goes on the stage, it's like, yeah! Screw those chicks, man. They're so angry. They're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. She has special privileges. She gets to dance with Lady Raven. That could be me, but it wasn't. You know? So that was pretty cathartic, right? And then at the end, they're like, can we leave through the backstage? Oh yeah, cool, yeah, let's do that. And then while they're backstage, they hear that the only people who are not being vetted are Lady Raven's crew. And so here's in the movie where things go from, hey, this is pretty cool, to, wait, what? Why did you do this? He could have, instead of doing what he decides to do in the movie, what I think he could have done is easily distracted the cops by being like, oh yeah, she was having a fun time, you know, just talk to them. Make sure that you talk to them to the point where they don't look at your tattoo on your arm. Or, you know, cover it in Sharpie or something. But he doesn't do any of that. There's a specific descriptor of this man. He has a tattoo on his arm. It looks like a rabbit, but what he has is like something else. But it kind of looks like what they're looking for. He's like, oh, dang it. I'm going to slap a bracelet on it. I'm like, oh, just freaking Sharpie it, man. Why don't you have a Sharpie? Buy a Sharpie, doodle on your arm, boom. Solved. But no, he does not do this. He doesn't try to talk to the cops at all. You know, not seem suspicious or weird or fishy. He instead takes Lady Raven to a back room and is like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm the person that they're looking for, and if you don't take us into your limousine, you're gonna die. And I was like, bro, this is how you reveal your cover. Jeez, you could have done this cleaner, but you didn't. Oh my goodness. So, Lady Raven takes them into the cool little limo, and there's tension there between Lady Raven and this father who's a serial killer, Cooper, and it's just weird. Riley's like, I'm having such a good time, and Lady Raven's like, let's go to your house. It's like, what? Okay. So it's fun seeing Lady Raven maneuver the family, because there's this wife, and then there's a nice picturesque home, all beautiful and cute, and they're all having a nice little dinner. And then Lady Raven's like, hey, let's have a selfie. Let's use your dad's phone. And grabs dad's phone and goes to the bathroom, locks the door behind him. Why is the dad's phone not locked? Oh, it's because it was unlocked for the picture in the first place. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. I don't have to think about that because it was already unlocked. But the program to spy on these guys were not locked. Cooper just goes unhinged. Give me my phone! Give me my phone! Banging on the door. Give me my phone! Ah! And I'm like, bro, you're gonna blow your cover. Oh, wow, you did. Crazy, huh? Man, Cooper could have been so much cooler if he didn't want to get caught, but I was thinking, is he a psychopath or a sociopath? It makes me think he must be a psychopath. I think the difference between the two is that psychopaths really feel their emotions strongly or something. But if you know of a better difference between the two, let me know in the comments below. This guy clearly has a desire to hurt people, but also doesn't have the desire to keep his emotions in check during peak moments. If he didn't freak out at all, he could have gotten his phone calmly, could have left calmly, but instead he decides to put Lady Raven into his wife's car And then door open, and guess what? It's the family. It's like, what are you doing, Lady Raven? I was like, dude, you're unhinged. You're clearly unhinged. And I was thinking, man, why does the wife not know that the husband is the killer? She did. She did. It is actually revealed that she smelt bleach on his clothes one night, did some investigation, was horrified, and found a nice little ticket stub and planted it at one of his kill houses. And the police were all over that. All over that. And he had to abandon that kill house. Makes me wonder, how separate are your guys' finances that you don't know he has a kill house until after you think about what could he be doing that smells like bleach, you know, and then do some further investigation. It makes me wonder. I thought this woman was kind of helpless until the end, where it was actually revealed that she was the one who planted the evidence and got the cops to think, okay, so the serial killer is going to be at this specific concert. Okay, cool. You know, I thought that was pretty clever. I liked how that ended. And then Cooper's like, oh no, I'm caught. And then he gets into the police vehicle, but luckily he was able to take one of those, what are those called on the bike? The little metal pieces on the bike wheel specifically. Takes one of those and uses that to unlock his handcuffs, and it's just presumed that he's escaped. And I'm like, okay, there are some things that I have issue with this movie. Like, I already mentioned them. But overall, it was a pretty good premise. The directing, M. Night Shyamalan's pretty good at directing. I would describe the shots of all the police as almost subtle. They're kind of subtle, but not really. Like, there's big crowds in front of them, but it's obviously the focal point is the police, and he's looking at the police. It's like, okay, this guy is clearly on the run from the cops. I also heard that people didn't really like Cooper's acting, the guy who played Cooper. I like his acting, because I think it's very thorough. I think that he's pretending to be a dad, versus just an actor doing a bad job pretending to be a dad. No, this is a serial killer trying to be a stereotypical dad. And in that framing, he does a really good job. He's over the top. He's like, yeah, you want to go to get ice cream? Yeah, let's get ice cream. You know, over the top dad stuff. But he's trying to hide that he's a serial killer. And in the moments in which he's away from his daughter, that's his true self. Standing, walking, very cold, calculating eyes, just looking around, trying to look for the cops. That's who he is. And I like the acting of his character. The daughter, I think, went to the school of Sydney Sweeney for acting, which is not much. But overall, it's a fun story. Honestly, I'd give this a solid 7 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that $20 Dinos. Patreon.com/ASEPresents. Support the daily grindiness by going to this link tree. It really helps with the daily grind of all the daily movies, so I can go here. And until next time, I'm in Salsa. I'll see you later, my sour croutons and bacon bits. I'm feeling a little trapped right now. Where do I go? There's no right. There's no left. There's no up. I guess the only way to escape this trap is down.